The Bad Batch continues to answer questions that we've had in Star Wars, strictly concerning the clones and the Stormtroopers and their relationships, some of the first of which we get to see in the third episode of The Bad Batch, entitled Replacements, where Crosshair is put in command of an elite squad, a squad of natural, conscripted soldiers. Not the Jango Fett clones. One of the new soldiers actually gives us a very clear explanation on, again, another one of the bigger questions that we've had in Star Wars. Why do so many people actually want to be Stormtroopers in Star Wars? What motivates them to become Stormtroopers? And why were they so loyal to the Empire? We actually do get a pretty good explanation of this in the episode from one of the naturally enlisted troopers, who states that the Empire is giving him a roof over his head, a full belly, and the opportunity to make a living serving the Empire, stating that the Republic never did anything for him. This leads us into the bigger grand plan of Palpatine, the Empire, and the Republic. We have to remember that it was Palpatine's entire plan to crumble the Republic, not just the Jedi, and that with the Clone Wars he did just that. The idea behind the Clone Wars was for the public to lose faith in their current government status, along with the Jedi, which were integral in that status. The Clone Wars ravaged worlds, which was in large part Palpatine's goal, as again, neither group was really meant to win the Clone Wars. It was just meant to do as much damage as possible. Therefore, by the time the Empire arose, the naturally born individuals in the galaxy would be ready to enlist to serve it, finally seeing the presence of a strong, unified leader in Palpatine, somebody that could right the wrongs of the entire Clone Wars, as they had no idea that the Clone Wars was actually orchestrated by Palpatine himself. As we learned from the trooper in the Bad Batch, life for individuals, even though they're elite warriors, was not easy during the time of the Clone Wars and the Republic, and the Republic lost sight of many of these individuals as they fought this great war. People were starving, people lost their jobs, and life was not at all easy. Something was just seldom explored in Clone Wars Season 7 with Ahsoka, where once she leaves the Jedi Order, she discovers that life is not easy for the common civilians in the galaxy, even on the capital world of Coruscant. Life was not easy during the Clone Wars, and many Stormtroopers were willing to deal with a more cruel Empire if it meant that they had a place in that Empire, without the stagnant, corrupted Republic. A Republic that had clearly turned its back on these individuals in the service of winning a war. And when Palpatine finally showed up and won that war, and then did away with the Republic that had wronged these natural birthed individuals for so long, and all of the civilians in the galaxy, he was cheered as a hero, with many of the members of the galaxy outright adoring Palpatine. In their minds, he was the one that finally brought order to the galaxy and ended the Clone Wars, and therefore they were quick to follow him as he established a new regime. To them, the Jedi were the ones that continued to fight the war. This even added to Palpatine's argument and the civilians trusting him when he deemed the Jedi as traitors to the Republic. To civilians and to the people that would one day become Stormtroopers, the Empire was a brand new beginning. It was an opportunity to serve a new regime that they believed would be loyal to themselves, in the hope that it would be better than the corrupt Republic. It gave them a roof, as the trooper explained in the Bad Batch show, a home, something to fight for, money, as well as even simply just food and a full stomach. Obviously, not all Stormtroopers are evil, and this is a fact that many people seldom explore in Star Wars, and I'm glad it was addressed here. The idea that really the Empire is a new hope for many of the individuals and civilians in the galaxy, even though Palpatine has now tricked them as well. It makes sense why they would be fanatically loyal to him though, as in their minds, he is the one that tore down the thing that was oppressing them for so long. In the majority of the public's eyes, Palpatine is the hero of the Clone Wars, and is now supplying stability and jobs for the people and members of his new empire. But what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on the Bad Batch touching on this? Again, that's something that I'm absolutely adoring about this series so far, is it's answering so many questions about the rise of the Empire. Questions that have been addressed in comics and books, but it's great to see it produced and explained on the small screen now, and it really widens the Star Wars universe. But what are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on why many of the Stormtroopers were so loyal to the Empire? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.